The educational message of the day from the messenger. The history of the Moulin Rouge. The Moulin Rouge opened on May 24th, 1955. Built at a cost of $3.5 million. It was the first integrated hotel casino in the United States. Until that time, almost all the casinos on the Strip were totally segregated, off limits to the blacks unless they were entertainment or the labor force. Moulin Rouge. When it opened, the Moulin Rouge was fully integrated, top to bottom, from employees to patrons to entertainers. A-list performers, black and white, performed here. The great Lena Horne, the infamous and talented Rat Packer Sammy Davis Jr., the trumpet king Louis Armstrong, the beautiful and talented Dorothy Dandridge, including the King of New York, Old Blue Eyes, Frank Sinatra, and entertainment bombshell, Zsa Gabor. Look at that bling. And the most talented man of the big band era, Count Basie. And don't forget actor, entertainer, award winner, Harry Belafonte. Welcome to our side, the West Side. Where will I stay? At the Harrison House.
Is to point out the sign that says Historic West Side.
Right.
So if you were in Las Vegas before March 26, 1960, and you were black, or if you were not white, you wouldn't be welcome on that side of the bridge. Okay, so black people, as we were known at that time, or Negroes or colored people, were relegated to this side of town.
Right.
And the indigenous people, Native Americans, Indians, are over there where the palm trees are.
Okay.
Okay. So I point out this Pioneer Trail.
Yes.
And this Pioneer Trail runs all through the valley. It's the first step at preserving Las Vegas' history, really. So what the elders at that time talked about places that were the earliest gathering places. And that's how you came to be on this map, if you were one of the earliest gathering places. So you see, one of the earliest gathering places at the Springs Preserve. And so they have found mammoth-like bones there. So they believe it was an earlier gathering place for, dinosaur-like creatures that used to roam this lush desert oasis, right? Right. So there's been life in the valley for a while. And you find at Kim Farm, that would be a Korean settlement, and they were farmers, and they grew watermelon and onions, and then on up to number 5, the Moulin Rouge was the earlier gathering place for black entertainers, because at that time, it was built as the first integrated hotel and casino in America, and you heard about it.
Yes, that's why I know the name.
Okay, all right. But even though it opened to lavish reviews, standing room only crowds, we're told that the sheriff closed it down after 4 months, forcing it into bankruptcy.
Oh.
Okay? So we're number 8 on the trail because we're the Harrison House.
Right.
So we were another earlier gathering place. This is before the Moulin Rouge was built.
Okay.
This would have been the place where the entertainers lived, because they still couldn't live
on that side
because they were working over there, but they had to live over here, right? Okay. So you have like Pearl Bailey, Sammy Davis Jr., Eddie Rochester Anderson. Those are some of the people that we know stayed here.
Right.
We've got Catherine Dunham. Oh gosh, the list goes on and on and on. The people that we've heard that stayed here. Then a lot of people who weren't famous entertainers also stayed here, because this property was listed in the Green Book. And the Green, you know what the Green Book is?
Yes, of course I do.
Okay, well, so it was in the 1949 Green Book on page 55.
Okay. Nice.
So that is the short and sweet history of the house.
Okay.
And
Well, I want
when
to
you go
thank you,
inside,
Katie,
every room has its own
very
story.
much for
But
your
what we
time.
do here at Harrison House is we don't just talk about what happened in the past. We also work on strategies to overcome racism. We are involved in economic development, and we're also helping the blacks in America who are still struggling with identity, how to identify as American slave descendants. So to reconnect to that part of history that's kind of, forgotten about,
Right.
or looked
Like
over.
the Native Americans, which we're just having an argument around right now.
What about
Who
them?
were slaves?
Yeah.
Yeah, with the slave mentality.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's a culture. The American slave culture is a unique culture that's like nothing else in the world.
Yeah.
And so when we start realizing that we are our own culture, then we can appreciate our culture. Because I tell people that being an African is like being an orange. And once you become a nectarine or a tangerine, you're not an orange anymore.
Right,
so I
right.
guess we're the nectarines.
I've never heard it put that way before.
We're a different breed.
Yeah, right.
It's like you breed animals. You breed like a German Shepherd with a Chihuahua. What you gonna get?
I don't know. It's gonna be something.
Huh?
Child shepherd.
What it's gonna be? It's not. I gotta run. But you can't.
The historical west side of the Las Vegas Strip, Las Vegas, Nevada. And a personal thanks to Miss Catherine Dunklin, Assemblywoman 6th District, for the tour of her Harrison House.